G'day guys, welcome to our RSY's feature video. Today I'm going to be talking to you guys about Hyundai Aleague for Week 11's recap preview for 2021 guys. Let's get started. So the first match of this game, we see the Adelaide United going up against the Newcastle Jets. Now, what I can say about this game, the Newcastle Jets have been really off lately and have gone uphill and downhill too. And Adelaide United have been really improving lately, and they've basically won against this game 2-1 against the Newcastle Jets. And Lewis Diarago and Craig Goodwin was the only two players that basically scored from the Adelaide United side, and the only one player that basically scored from the Newcastle Jets was Connor O'Toole. And this one was going to be really tight and really hard for this game, but I know that in this game it will be very tight. It was very tight in that match, but I know that the LA United have been really improving lately. But the Newcastle Jets, it's just, for them, I have a gut feeling that they will basically turn downhill. And I know that they have been really improving lately, but sometimes when they've been playing like first couple of seasons, they've been downhill, they've been uphill, and then they've been downhill again. And it's kind of like a roller coaster, like, for them. And I know that in this team, they've got really good players out there, like Valentino Yule, Connor O'Toole, Bugard, Kantrovsky, like Contrombus. I mean, yeah, they've got like good players out there, and they just haven't been really improving lately. And I know that they are a really good team, but it's how the way they've basically played football. But yeah, it was 2-1 in that scoreline, and then that game was pretty much a turnout point for the Newcastle Jets, but really a good game for the Adelaide United side. The next game of that match, we see the Brisbane Roar going up against the Sydney FC. Now, in this match was pretty much a turnout point, and it was pretty much a hard game to pick in that match, and it was pretty much an alright game. But the Brisbane Roar were really tight and defending like Sydney FC for making a win, but it was a tie, 1-1 in the scoreline. And Dylan Wenzel-Halls was the only player that basically scored from the Brisbane Roar side, and Bobo was the only player that basically scored from the Sydney FC. And Dylan Wenzel-Halls, he's been really good lately for their side, and I know that in this game, it was a turnout point in that match that really intensified in that game. Pretty much in this match that I know the Brisbane Roar have been really good lately, and they've been sometimes off, but they're an alright team. But for the Sydney FC, they've been kind of good, kind of bad, and I know that they are struggling a little bit, but it's how the way you want to play football right in that game. And I know in this game it was kind of struggling team, and I know that they are a really good team, and they just haven't been really switching on lately. And I know that they are a really good team, but it's really hard to make that decision of saying that they are a really good team, but they aren't. But it was basically 1-1 the scoreline, but yeah, it was a tie for that game, and it was pretty much a hard match for that scoreline anyway. The next game of that match, we see the Melbourne Victory going up against the Melbourne City. Now, I have a gut feeling in that game that was pretty much a terrible game, and The Melbourne's victory have been going soft lately, and they're sitting last on the ladder. And at the moment, for them, they're just been so off lately. And I know in this game, it's absolutely shocking for them that they just keep losing and losing and losing. But it's just for them, I feel so sorry for them because they keep not winning every single game. But for the Melbourne City in this game, 6-0 the scoreline, and they basically thrashed the Melbourne Victory. And I know that they have been off lately, but in this game, it was absolutely the most high-scoring game that I've ever seen in my life. And I know that they are a really good team, but they've been off lately with their formation and stuff like that. But I know in this game, they are a really good team, and the basic strategy of their team, they have been really improving and going to their defence and attack. But it's how the way you want to play football right in that game. So in that match, it was really a high intensifying game, but I know that they are a really good team. But yeah, it was 6-0 for that scoreline anyway. The next game of that match, we see the Wellington Phoenix going up against the Perth Glory. Now, I have a gut feeling it was a real tight turnaround in that game. And I know in this game that they have been really improving lately, the Wellington Phoenix. And they have been really, trying their best. But they basically won against this Perth Glory side. And the scoreline in that game was basically 3-0 for that scoreline. Reno Piscopo, David Ball, and Ben Wayne was the only 3 players that basically scored for the Wellington Phoenix side. And I have a gut feeling in that match that it was a real tight turnaround. And I thought in that game that the Wellington Phoenix wasn't going to make an effort and basically win that game. And I thought, was the Perth Glory going to win that game? And they haven't been winning any games in that match. So, in this game, I knew that I had a gut feeling that the Wellington Phoenix were going to win at that match, and they have been. So, in my opinion about this game, it was a alright match, and I know that they have been really off lately, the Wellington Phoenix, and I know that in this game that they have been really strategizing the team right. And yeah, well done for the Hyundai Phoenix for basically getting a really good win, 3-0 against the Perth Glory side anyway. The next game of that match, we see Western United going up against the Western Sydney Wanderers. Now, in this game, I knew that I had a gut feeling that the Western United wasn't going to turn up in that game, and it was only 1-0 for that scoreline, and Jordan Much was the only player that basically scored from the Western Sydney Wanderers side. And I knew that the Western Sydney Wanderers were going to win that game. But in that match, the Western United are a really good team still. And I know that they have been really good lately. But in that match, I knew in this game that they were going to strategize the win, but they haven't won that game for the Western United side. And the Western Sydney Wanderers are a really good team, and I know that they have been winning games of football lately, and it's just how the basics are for that team, because they've got really good players, and I know that they have been struggling lately against the Wellington Phoenix. That I know that they've tied up in that game 2-2, and in that match, for this game against Western United, they are a really good team. The Western Sydney Wanderers side, and I know that they are, but the Western United side, they are a really good team, and like they've got good players, and they're strategizing like a really good team. But in that game was basically real tough, real struggling, and real like hard in that game. But it was only 1-0 for that scoreline, and Jordan Mudge was the only player that basically scored from the Western Sydney Wanderers side anyway. The next game of that match, we see the Central Coast Mariners going up against the Macarthur FC. Now, what I can say about this game, the Macarthur FC in that game was shocking across the park, first half and second half. Every single time they get the ball closer to the goal, they keep like passing it or kicking it, like even missing, and like every single time they get closer to the goal, they were just absolutely shocking across the park. And every single time Macarthur FC were playing, like keep like shooting and stuff, they will keep like aiming it straight to the goalkeeper, and they were really shocking across the park in that game. And for the Mariners, Central Coast Mariners, they were excellent, absolutely excellent in that game. Matt Simon and I think was Daniel Hatch was it was Matthew Hatch, sorry, were the only two players that basically scored for the Central Coast Mariners side, and they were absolutely excellent across the park. Every single time they were getting closer to the goal, they were absolutely trying their hardest. They were really like getting it out there. And I know in that match that they were like missing a couple of times, but still they were, the ball formation, the passing formation was absolutely excellent. Quality passing, quality game of football, and I know that they are a really good team, and they're still sitting first on the ladder. But in that game, it was basically 2-0 for that scoreline, and really well done from the Central Coast Mariners for basically winning against the Macarthur FC anyway. And last but certainly not least, we see the Sydney FC going up against the Western United now. In this game, what I can say about this game was pretty much an alright match, but Western United have been off lately, and I know that they have, but they are still a really good team, like the Western United are, but they've just been off lately, and it's like 50% chance of them winning, and it's like 50% chance of losing. But still, they are a really good team, and I'm not saying that they are horrible, terrible, but still, the Sydney FC are a really good team too, and like the only two players that basically scored for that game was Bobo and Ryan Grant, and that match was pretty much a 2-0 game for that scoreline, and it was 2-0 for that scoreline, and pretty much it was an alright match in that game, and I thought if that one was a really good match, I thought the Western United were going to win that game, but unfortunately they didn't. And the CFC were the only team that basically won that game. And I know that they are a really good team, but they're sitting, like, they've been struggling though, and I know that they are, but still, they are a really good team, and they are a very defensive team. So yeah, it was a 2-0 scoreline for that game anyway. Thanks guys for watching my video, guys. Stay tuned for more. I'll be doing a couple of videos coming to you guys soon. Also, I'll be doing more videos coming to you guys soon, so stay tuned for more. Plus leave a like and subscribe to my YouTube channel and for this video. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Till then, take care guys, stay safe and have a good one. Plus let's get up to 200 subscribers. We're soon on 198 anyway, so let's get up to that. And I'll see you guys next time. Take care.